Okay, good evening, Seattle, and also everyone. Nice to meet you again. Okay, now today, um, warmly welcome to Tawagu Education Forum. And tonight also, it is my great pleasure to be your moderator this session. Okay, before we begin, let me briefly introduce myself. I am Yasa. Currently, I'm pursuing my PhD at the IBSC MCU in Thailand. So tonight we have high agenda. We will pay homage to the Buddha by reciting the Modasa 3 times. Next, and I will share brief biography of our distinguished speaker, Sia Aung Moe. After that, we will open the floor for participate to ask questions. And also the founder will deliver a vote dance and present and certificate. Finally, we will conclude by reciting Buddha Sasana, Jiran Teacher to 3 times. That's why I would like to invite everyone to join together by reciting Namo Tassa 3 times.
Namo
Namo
tassa
Tassa Bhagavato
Arahat
Arahato Samma
Sammas
Sambuddhassa Namo
Namo
Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma
Sammas
Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sama
Sammas
Sambuddhassa. Okay, I hope that today's program will provide meaningful insight and be particular value to those engaged in academic society. Tonight, Sia Aung Moe will deliver on the topic 10 profession as life experience. It might be very interesting. Now, please allow me to introduce the speaker biography, Sia Aung Moe. He is the founder and coach of the Center for Mindfulness, Exercise and Meditation. With a strong foundation in technology, he holds a Bachelor of Science in Computer System Engineering and also master degree in Engineering Management from the University of Houston Clear Lake. He currently served as an assistant director in the Information System Department at the Harvard Kennedy School, and he is pursuing a master's degree in psychology, specializing in industrial and organizational psychology at Harvard. In the field of well-being and positive psychology, Sia Aung Moe is a satisfying integrated Tai constructor and has completed foundational training in mindfulness-based strategy reduction (MBSR). He previously worked as a mindfulness instructor at the Cambridge Center for Adult Education in Massachusetts and now conducts workshops on the topics such as person bridge, awareness, rebooting and recharging, and loving kindness, gratitude, and compassionate leadership as well. This is the end of tonight's speaker, Sia Aung Moe. So at this time, I kindly invite you to begin this program. This is your floor. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Venerable Sierra Yasa, for wonderful introduction. So with that, today I'm planning to talk on 10 profession as lived experience. So, so the ground rule for meaningful exploration is that think in a new way, try new thoughts and be curious and take what is help you and then keep what is useful and leave the rest. And there's no right or wrong questions or comments. We are growing together. Different ideas are welcome. And respect each other. Listen kindly, speak clearly, and everybody matters. And pause and reflect. It's okay to be different. So today audience is targeted in three different areas. For non-Buddhists, I'm familiar with Buddhist terminology, and traditional Buddhists seeking a fresh lens, and religious teacher working with non-traditional Buddhist audience. Those three will be the most beneficial, but everybody can be benefit from tonight talks. So with that, we will start with a moment of mindfulness. So if everybody can sit comfortably and keep your eyes gently closed or have a soft gaze to the floor. Give yourself deep, gentle, and slow breath. Relax your body and your muscles. And relax your mind. For next a few minutes, we are going to focus on the subject. We are going to focus on exploring new ideas. We have nothing other than that. Relax your legs. Relax your abdomen and the lower back. Keep breathing. Keep relaxing. And relax your chest as you breathe out. Release all the negative emotions. And move your attention to your shoulders and relax your shoulders. Shoulders represent duty and responsibility. For next a few minutes, you don't have to carry those anymore. As you let go, you will feel the relief in your chest. Relax your arms and your hands. You don't need to do anything for next a few minutes. Relax your fingers. Finger represent holding on to many things. As you are relaxing, you let go of your attachment. As you are letting go, you will feel the relief in your chest. Move your attention to your jaws and relax your jaws. Let your tongue rest comfortably in your mouth. We don't need to speak or eat for the next few minutes. At the same time, you are letting go of your negative speech. Relax your facial muscles. You can be who you are for this few minutes. At the same time, you let go of your pride and ego. You feel your facial muscles soften. Relax your eyes. You are letting go of your negative views. Move your attention to your forehead and relax. At the same time, you let go of your negative thoughts. From head to toes, toes to head, you are totally relaxed. At the same time, you have let go of your negative actions, speech, and thoughts. At this moment, everything is perfect as it is. Everything is the way it should be. Remember this moment. Remember this feeling. We're going to end the session by give yourself 3 intentional breaths. Breathe in with intention. Breathe out with intention. Breathe in with intention. Breathe out with intention. One last time, breathe in with intention and breathe out with intention. When you're ready, slowly open up your eyes. All right. So I believe everybody is grounded. So let's get on with our topic. So I'm going to give definition for people who is not familiar with the terms. What is 10 perfection paramis? So first, I'm going to give the 10 of them, and I'm going to give you a little bit on the background. First one is generosity. We call it in Pali is dana. Second is morality, sila. Third is renunciation, nekama. Fourth is wisdom, panya. Fifth is energy and effort, viriya. Six is patience, kanti. Seven is truthfulness, tissa. And eight is determination, daytana. Nine is loving kindness, metta. And 10 is equanimity, upekka. So they are commonly known as spiritual practice for the enlightenment and traditionally understood as cultivation for bodhisattva and aesthetic. And they must be perfected for liberation and attainment of nirvana. So 10 perfection in a daily life. 10 perfection are not just an idea to admire. They meanings unfold lived experience with different intensity, and they can be practiced all aspects of life. Each level of practice brings its own benefit. So, how do we apply 10 perfection in daily life as a regular people, not just attaining for nirvana? 10 perfection can also be applied for the personal growth. How can we do it? So there are spiritual contexts that most of you are familiar with. For those of you not familiar with it, we will cover that briefly. But 10 perfection can be used for the different level, different layer of life as a lived experience. So for example, generosity is practicing act of small kindness daily. How about morality? Keeping your works and honoring commitment. You are practicing morality. And renunciation, when you step out of the comfort zone to grow yourself, so that is renunciation. So wisdom is reflecting before reacting. So nekama, viriya is building discipline through small daily action. So patient, staying calm during a conflict or frustration. So truthfulness, It's being honest with yourself about your friend's strength and weakness. Determination, following through on your commitment. Loving kindness, practice compassion in daily interaction. Equanimity, stay in balance during the praise or criticism. So the concept of 10 perfection can be in spiritual context or in a personal growth context. So we can practice based on our own level, our own belief, our own goals. So is that all? Not quite. So the concept of 10 perfection can also be used in business. Now you may have questioned, why are we talking about business? So unlike ascetic or monks or religious person, a lot of Buddhists or non-Buddhists, we have to make a living. So by incorporating 10 profession in a business or professional context, how people develop those skills while they are doing business or they are earning their own living. So in terms of business, there might be some business owner here, or even as a monastic leader, you can think in that way. So when you run a business, you are not doing for your own benefit. You are creating job for the other, giving back to the family. How about morality? You uphold a strong ethical standard even under pressure. So there could be government pressure, regulation pressure, financial pressure, but keep your strong ethical standard when you are in a professional business. How about renunciation? You step away from the ego-driven decision. So in business, we all have to make decisions. So trying to get away from your comfort zone and ego-driven self is essential. How about wisdom? So making decisions based on data, insight, and reflection, not just your impurities guiding you. And this is just a small example. We can apply in so many situations. So this is to give you the idea on how to apply in business. So energy and effort, staying committed to your mission, vision, and during the setbacks. And patience, dealing with difficult client or stakeholders, and when you have to stay calm. And truthfulness is in business, you have to build a reputation of trustworthiness. Otherwise, nobody will want to work with you. Determination, set clear goals, mission, and vision. And loving kindness, creating a supportive and caring organization culture that everybody can thrive. Equanimity, making fair decisions and without bias. So in business context, 10 perfection can be applied, but in the different lens. So 10 perfection as a lived experience. When 10 perfection are seen as lived experience, they became part of your life, not just for the Bodhisattva or Buddha to be. They motivate people to follow, practice, and grow. It's easily accessible. Everything experience can be cultivated to a perfection with an intention. They became more accessible and can practice by all, not just for the Buddhists anymore. So let's see perfection as a proficiency. When term perfection are reframed as proficiency, they seem easier for everybody to follow. Buddhist or non-Buddhist, lay person or ascetic alike. How? When perfection kind of sound like you have to be perfect in something, but when it's seen as a proficiency, they no longer need to be perfect at this moment. They became attainable by everybody, the skill that are grow through the lived experience. The practice made them stronger, the proficiency through the repetition and real life application. And also, the proficiency can be applied in many scenarios, like I discussed, personal growth, leadership, business, community life, and spiritual development. So let's see it in a different lens. So 10 perfection as an experience of letting go. So now I'm guiding you through the different perspective or how to see as 10 perfection. So in terms of letting go, generosity means that you let go of your greed. That can practice in many setups when you let go of your greed and make charitable donation or charitable acts. Morality, letting go of harmful impulses. We all react based on external stimulus. And then when we are let go of those impulses and stay grounded, that is practicing morality. And renunciation, letting go of clinging and letting go of comfort. So what this means is like sometimes in order to grow, we have to go through the challenges and we have to let go of the past bad habit. So when we let go of those and we are practicing renunciation. And wisdom is the same as letting go of your delusion. So you try to take the part of informed decisions. So this is part of the wisdom. So effort is the letting go of laziness. We tend to postpone, procrastinate a lot. So when we let go of those laziness, we are practicing viriya. And patience, kandi, is letting go of reaction. So any emotional spike that we have, we try to react. We tend to react. So by letting go of those reactions, we are practicing kandi. And let go of deception or lies, and we are practicing truthfulness. And letting go of indecision is we are getting proficient in determination. Letting go of ill will towards others, that means we are getting proficient at loving kindness. And letting go of duality, good, bad, up, downs, is like we are practicing the equanimity. So the more you practice and experience in any area, you are becoming more proficient in those areas. So let's put up an example. So if one is proficient in letting go, he will have an easier time in letting go of the laziness to study and grow. That will help that person personally. Letting go of excess screen time to rest and sleep early. So that will promote health. And letting go of the old project that no longer serve well. So that person will be clinging on the something that is not beneficial and learn how to let go of it and letting go of non-ethical practice in business. So, so in the business area and personal area, it can practice as a lived experience. So how about the spiritual? So when a person is proficient in letting go, he or she will have an easier time in letting go of the anger, greed, and delusions, and letting go of the hatred to show compassion, and letting go of attachment to show towards enlightenment. And they all sum up to being proficient in one of the quality. So in summary, 10 perfections are not just for enlightenment and liberation. They are beneficial for the worldly achievement. So when you consider them as a proficiency, it's easier to cultivate them through the daily life for personal growth. And you can also practice for them in a business. And also, 10 proficiency became a 10 profession for enlightenment when time is right. So my call to action is recognize the 10 profession as a proficiency. It is easier to digest and easier to achieve in a small amount. And proficiency grow through the lived experience. So do not afraid of the new experience because when you have faced a difficult challenges or facing a new challenges, you are trying to grow your proficiency and those proficiency will help you with them perfection. And practice them intentionally in real moment. So when you are trying to deal with business or interpersonal relationship, you became uncomfortable, but you try to be grounded, equanimous, patient, and going through those moments with awareness and clarity. So that is in real life practice of then profession as a lived experience and increasing your proficiency in those qualities. So when cultivated, those proficiency became a powerful capacity that support in your personal growth, business, and leadership. And those proficiency will help you in the spiritual development if you choose to do so. Otherwise, the professional growth and business and leadership is a lot beneficial than just not practicing at all. So achievement and awakening can be together, one life experience at a time. So with that, I will conclude my presentation. I'll be happy to take comment and answer questions.
Thank you so much, Siawamo. Is it really interesting? Okay, I would like to invite for those who want to ask any question. Sarah Ujadika, would you like to ask something? Okay, if you would like to ask question, please raise your hand. Say okay.
What is the most difficult perfection to
So
fulfill,
Seattle, I would say it's based on your one particular personality and background. Because some people has a difficulty in working on some profession, while some other seem to be easy. So I would say is based on their proficiency level. For me, I am really struggling with urea. I'm not a morning person, so getting up early in the morning, I always struggle. So the, until I get perfected, is harder for me to get up early morning. But different people will have a different struggle, different practice.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Bande. So while waiting for people to think about the questions, so I would like to tell how the background idea that I get it from. Because traditionally, we are seeing 10 profession as a for the bodhisattva and for the monks and stuff. So it is very much far away. This is a traditional thinking, but we can also practice. But thinking about the terms profession, it's like we have to be perfect at doing something. So it's kind of like very reach, far reach. So it's not very motivating. So when we think about those 10 profession, parami as a living experience, they happen in daily life and it's easier to do it. So I start thinking that how can I say that to people who doesn't have a Buddhist background or who has a Buddhist background, but they're stuck with the idea that it is only for enlightenment. But parami and perfection can happen at different level. So I think about using the AI for example, right? When you are getting more and more proficient in AI, you can get a job done easier and quicker. And also it may land into a job that use the AI skill. So that is very beneficial when you are proficient in something. So I start thinking about 10 profession as a proficiency. Because when you became very much proficient in those 10 paramis or 10 profession, and then it is easier for you to do everything. And then in that case, if your goal is to achieve the enlightenment, then that will make it a lot easier for you. So the same principle apply back into the personal growth. So, and that can help you attain a lot of personal goals. And then when you apply in business, that will help you attain a lot of success. So, and then one day we will be ready and then we'll be ready to practice attaining for alignment. Then you have a habit and proficiency in those qualities. Then what happened? At the time you are ready to use those skills again for the alignment. So it became very accessible for everybody to practice in every situation, not just for the enlightenment and attain the nirvana.
So you mean non-Buddhist can do that?
Yes, definitely.
Hmm. But their intention not to carry enlightenment.
That is
Just food
correct. Yes, Bande, please go ahead. Sorry.
because they donate a lot Dana Parami or do something. They also fulfill perfections paramis.
In spiritually, in traditional teaching, we wouldn't call it fulfill parami because the goal is might be different. So, according to the teaching, when you aim it to attain nibbana or enlightenment, and you do some charities, then that will call parami. But by doing just regular charity for a worldly achievement, then they will have their own benefit. But they can also practice the same quality. But when their goal is different at a later stage of their life, they can aim it for to having an enlightenment, and then their benefit will start changing in that direction. But the proficiency is going to help them getting better and better at giving the charity or giving letting go of the attachment.
You mean their donations cannot support to attain enlightenment to get a nirvana?
Uh, Not the donation might not be exactly, it's based on their intention, right? So their Chetana is to attain the Nibbana, then it will support them. But their Chetana is to just let go of the attachment of their own possession, letting go of their possession, then that will help them in the proficiency of letting go. They will have more and more experience. So they are getting better and better at letting go of what they are attached to.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sierra Chadiga, and
Right.
also Sierra Gomo. Very good answer. Okay, Siamai, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Bomo. Thank you, Stia, for your proficiency presentation. Excellent. I have one
Thank you.
question regarding your last point about ignorance, upyaka, right?
Yeah, upeka, yes. Equanimity.
Yeah, because being ignorant, we used to interpret very casually, like, just forget it. It's simply ignorant. But now that I came across some of these posts and writings, upeka means much more than that. So can you be able to share some of your experience when you are practicing this particular upeka in your daily life, or, that would be very useful for me, yeah.
Yes, yeah, so very good question. Thank you for that. So upeka, the way that I understand equanimity is that there are duality, good and bad, hot and cold, like and dislike. So the wall of duality is always together. But and that also translate into ups and downs in the life. So the way that I see the equanimity or upeka is not to react to any of those extremes. So what happened is that I try to stay grounded. For example, somebody praised me. I could be overly joy and happy, but I stay grounded. I know that this is also impermanence, and also that praise can turn into criticism in a split second when somebody else realizes something else. So I won't be feeling too high about getting a praise, or I won't be so bad if I get a criticism. So that means I'm trying to stay out of the duality of praise and criticism, and I stay in the middle to be grounded and equanimous.
Yeah, thank you, Sia. That's another interesting interpretation and practice. Yeah, when you talk
Yeah.
about staying in
Mhm.
between two extremes, and yeah, and taking things in very much a composed sort of stable manner. That really interesting. Cool. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes, Yamaji. Let me add on this one. So I write down some of the stuff that is really apply in different practice. So spiritual practice, I say that cultivating goodwill and then without the exceptions. So either good or bad, poor, uh, poor or rich. So as in Metta Sutra. So spiritual practice is very easy to most of you already know. So for the personal growth, it's like wishing other world when you're disagree. So sometimes you may be disagreeing with a bunch of things, but you stay uh, have a grounded. So and then different aspect of the different one. Mainly what I found out interesting in the organization or business context is the create a caring organization structure and then treat everybody equal. So in business, there's a lot of fair practice and then a lot of equity issue and stuff. So so applying equanimity in business context is quite really interesting that I have seen it. And then a lot of organization doing it without thinking as a equanimity or is part of the proficiency process for the profession. So that's why I'm trying to make everybody aware that the same principle, the same concept can be applied in different level of life in the different lens. Yes, Yamai, thank you.
Thank you, Mai, and also Sia. Okay, now
Thank
Sia
you,
Wo Mo,
Sia.
Mai, thank you. Okay, I would like to discuss about population in our country society, because most of the people said you had population as well. It's regarding the Buddhist monk actually. Like some monk who are completed some degree like Dhammasriya, and also they can stay in their life as the Buddhist monk. Most of the people said, "Oh, Venerable, you are Bapetian. You are Bapetian as well." Because our Myanmar people very familiar with Bapetian. Actually, they don't know exactly how many kinds of Bapetian and also with Bapetian concerning with our society as well. So how do you understand this situation, Xiao Wong?
So yes, thank you for this question. So this is the main original idea that sparks. So to give you the cultural context for the non-Burmese here. So in the traditionally we are thinking that some monks as a profession, if they some people are very successful in a religious practice or even in the successful in uh, other profession, we kind of tell that that person has a profession, that person has a parami. So as if those profession and parami came born with it. But actually, profession or paramis are the process, are the experience, practice that somebody cultivate through so many situation. So that's why I kind of frame the profession or parami as a lived experience, because that way people will see that the more experience that you have lived through, along with the intention and wisdom, that means you became more perfect. You have a profession or you have a parami. So that's the situation that I see, that it became very far stretched for a lot of traditional Buddhists back home. So by seeing it as a lived experience, it's not something that, somebody born with it. You can live through with it. So any difficulty that you have, you can think about as that I am trying to get in proficiency in getting patience. And then the more you have patience towards a lot of situation, your profession became better and better. So in terms, your proficiency became better and better. So what happened in terms is like when you are very patient, if you study and then you will be successful, right? When you have energy and urea, you will be very successful. When you do business, you're very patient dealing with your customer, dealing with your vendor, dealing with your employee. You will be very successful. The same way, when you have a profession or proficiency in being patient, when you meditate, you can meditate without moving, you can meditate without reacting, and then you can easily attain panya or wisdom through that practice. So, but a lot of people back home or a lot of people traditionally trained kind of think that perfection is something that far reach and then not reachable. It's for somebody else or they're born with it. So I would like to get rid of that mindset and give people fresh perspective that it is something that you live daily life. You just have to have a intention that you are practicing the proficiency. And then every experience, every challenge that you have, you're going to see it as a experience, and that experience will give you one type of quality. So either you are aiming for education or business success, or even aiming for nibbana. So those mindset can help you grow at different intention level. So that's the mindset that I want to put into a lot of people. That's why I put in the audience in front, the traditional Buddhists who can use a fresh framing, fresh lens, and fresh perspective.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Gaji, can ordinary people do 10 perfections? Because in Pali, Paramanang Kamam Parami. Parami is for great people, for those who are very serious to do something. So I want to know, can ordinary people do that? Do the 10 paramis?
Yes. Yeah, in traditionally it might not call a parami because you're aiming for worldly success, right? So you're aiming for education, you're aiming for your wealth and stuff. But the same concept apply, right? Because if you are doing the some paramis, you are gaining proficiency in some of those quality. Because when you're proficient, you can use it for education, you can use it for business, you can use it for anything, including the attaining enlightenment. So that's the message that I want to give to everybody, that everybody can do the 10 profession in terms of getting proficient in some quality to achieve your goals. Not just for liberation, not just for spiritual practice, not just for attaining nirvana.
Okay, thank you very much. It may be
Thank you,
different, you
Seattle.
know.
Thank you, Seattle. Yes, that's why I am trying to put a different lens. And then religious person might have a difficult time with the new lens that lay people see. That's why I try to lay out in the different context with some example so that people can apply in different contexts, not just for the religious practice.
Of course.
Hello.
Right. Sarah.
Yes, Seattle.
Thank you so much for your insightful presentation, applicable presentation. I just want to comment Venerable Jyoti's definition. Traditionally, we define parami as Brahmanakama parami. Parami is the work of great person. The work of great person. Ordinary people cannot perform. Ordinary people cannot do such a great work. That's traditional meaning. But in this case, I want to define another way. Rather than the work of parami, the work of great man, and the work to be great man, I would like to define this better as the work to be great man. Yes, of course, as for ordinary people, we cannot be great overnight, but gradually we have to practice day by day, and then we can be great man. We can get a proficiency. So I'm thinking that definition, the Pali word Paramana Gamma Parami, the word called great man. In my opinion, the work to be great man. This Tampata will force someone to be great. That's my comment, Bande. How do you think? That's definition.
Yes, day by day, step by step, we have to start, long journey. First step is very important, So no one can go many steps. So everyone must start as a beginner. But day by
So
day, year by year.
since
So
they practice, we can call they had the parami.
Mhm.
Can we call or not? Well, sometimes we usually argue that some people make a donation aiming for fame or aiming for popularity, aiming for to be celebrity. We can say their donation, their dana cannot be perfect, cannot be called parami, because their attention is with attachment. So as for parami, as for perfection, we have to perform, we have to do without attachment, without expecting anything apart from the liberation. Okay, someone raise hand.
Honorable Sikha.
Oh,
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, CIE, almost for your presentation. So you focus on the real application of the term profession. So I like this way that you present now here. But for the perspective of the traditional ways, we believe that the term profession is belong to only for the Buddha or physical Buddha or something that you a great person. So I accept both the traditional ways or other others you are presenting here. Maybe I might call it the modernization or the term profession or something like that. So I like both the traditional way or the other modern way. So my no question. I want to know your opinion. So dealing with the meditation, someone said that some people say that without perfection we cannot attain the enlightenment. We can I mean the higher one arhataho. So without perfection we cannot attain. One cannot attain the final life
Enlightenment.
liberation. So what is your opinion on this point of view? I want to know about it.
Yes, very good question, Seattle. That is very true. Tawagu Seattle just mentioned that the definition itself has uh, can have a little bit different interpretation. So that's why when you think of it as a without imperfection, you cannot be successful in practicing meditation. So that is kind of like limiting people, not people motivating to do the meditation. But when you see the 10 perfection, not as a 10 perfection, as a proficiency, right? When you are proficient in those 10 qualities, you can be very successful in meditation in terms of getting up 4 o'clock in the morning, get into the meditation hall. When you have a discomfort arise, you can come and be patient with it, or you can be equanimous when you have ups and downs during the meditation, right? So many proficiency can help you with so many ways, but proficiency you can see it as a different level. So the same way that people call parami or ten perfection can come in different level, but the naming that we have, stereotype that we have about perfection is stuck in our head. So it's not easy to do it. That's why I was encouraging people to think perfection as a proficiency. And also during the meditation, and then you feel that very much discomfort, you cannot bear with it anymore. So that is an experience that you are having during the meditation. But if you think of that experience as I'm developing the quality of khanti or patience, then it has a meaning in life. It has meaning in that experience of suffering that people call, right? When you meditate, you can have extreme discomfort. And then when you see it as a experience to grow into perfection or grow into higher proficiency level, and then that give you meanings, that give the practitioner some purpose to go through with it. Other than I have to bear with it because I want to attain nibbana. That is a very far-fetched, and then the definition of nibbana for a lot of people are not clear. So when you think about it, that you are going through that experience, that suffering, whatever you call it, to getting more proficient in the quality of getting patient, being patient, that give purpose, that give meaning, that give them a reason to bear with those discomfort and go through the time of sitting. So that's how I see it. That's how I want people to try it. I myself tried it, and I became a lot happier. My life became more meaningful. Because if I think about perfection and I don't have perfection, then it's like, oh, I'm stuck. I cannot go anywhere. But the thing is that we are trying to avoid the whatever that we are not familiar with. We are trying to avoid the challenges. So the other message that I'm giving during the presentation is like, don't afraid of the challenges. Those challenges will give you experience, the experience in growing and getting proficiency in those paramis, and then that will help you later on when you actually aiming for anything. You know, it's like aiming for education, aiming for or aiming for meditation success. Because without habit of patience and without proficiency in being patient, you cannot reach any of those, either worldly success or spiritual success. There is no way you can do. So that is the traditional framing that we have, but by framing it in a different context and different perspective, it's a lot easier, it's a lot meaningful for people to practice.
Yeah, Dr. Aung Moe, thank you. If I have time, I want to know more. The next question.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I already I said before that I like the Buddha teaching to use in our daily lives. You also and this I can read your the whole presentation now. I got I right here now. So you and then you present the 10 profession into our daily lives, how to apply in our daily life, the real life for the ordinary people, for the ordinary person. You present here, maybe that is the fresh idea or something. So I also know about the mindfulness meditation, like MBSR or MCD or something like that. They are just focusing on the uh lucky area like the stress reduction or anxiety or emotional management or something like that. But sometimes we see that simplification or the making modernization over is also had the dark side or had the danger because the Buddha aim is to liberate from the samsara or something like that. So what is your opinion in making the modernization or making the simplification, the Buddha teaching is uh, good or not, or something like that? So what is your opinion? Because of nowadays we are the mindfulness is like global mindfulness. So sometimes we hear mindfulness is just paying attention to the present moment or something like that. Just that's not the aim of the Buddha. I mean the real aim, but that's useful for everyone or for ordinary people. But sometimes I think that aim is very far from the Buddha perspective, Buddhist aim. So how do you think, or what is your opinion on this?
Yeah. So we have to have a one religion view or one perspective to the world view because we always think in a Buddhist perspective. So that limit a lot other people from participating because mindfulness is paying attention to present moment that is related to everybody. But if we go and label or frame it in the Buddhist context, even if you say Buddha teaching, that is there's some level of truth. Even the Buddha gave different people at different the level with different teaching. So we are trying to complicate it by thinking about the highest level of teaching, because we can have so many views. We can have a personal view. You can practice in a personal context, right? So we can think about in a world view, and then we can practice as a society and whatever the situation surrounding area is. And then we can also practice as a universal view, which is a Buddha teaching in a Dhamma lens. So we can do it, but we are trying to talk too much in the Dhamma view, right? And then that make a lot of Buddha teaching complicated and not accessible to a lot of people anymore. Because Buddha teaching, as far as I know, is like there is a "makamu shankamu sampyuan sekota." So avoid mistake and do good stuff and purify your mind. That is a three simple Buddha teaching that all the Buddha has taught about. So very simple, very accessible, and it can apply in any situation, anywhere. So usually, when I have those kind of situation, either it is a traditional Buddha teaching or not, or whatever scripture and this and that. I go back to very simplest measurement of Buddha teaching, those three uh, those three rulers. And is that good? Is that bad? Or is that help you master of your mind? Then I do it. Otherwise, if you go do with the so many sutra and so many higher level practice, and then a lot of people are thinking in the world view, or a lot of people are thinking in the personal view. So they cannot comprehend that level, and it creates conflict, and then it creates frictions. And then people start arguing, and then what happened? They are not purifying your mind anymore. So the measurement, the ruler that I use is that don't do bad stuff, do good stuff, and purify your mind. And then that make it simpler for every religion, everybody, and at every level of practice can benefit from without complication or conflict.
Thank you, Dr. Aung Moe, for your detailed explanation because you explain based on your experience. That's very effective for me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for questions.
The guy candy parmi patience is very difficult, do you think so?
Yes, very much. I believe, yeah. So
Because in Kandi Wadi Jataka, Kandi Wadi Hamid, his legs was cut off, his hands were cut off, his nose was cut off, even though he was cut off many things. He never angry with Klabu King, It's the ordinary people cannot bear, cannot tolerate such kind of situation. So great men, only Bodhisattva would be Buddha can bear that kind of situation. So it may be perfection is for great men. It's maybe right. What's your view?
yes, that is very correct. But when you say thinking about a great man, it is his experience of getting cut off so many things and he go through the patience and practice. That is his experience. That experience is not ours. So if I give you example, right now you are listening very patiently to a new concept that you might not agree somewhere. You might be measuring with different yardstick and you are having an itch to tell me something. You are practicing your patience. This is your experience. Listening to some new perspective patiently without judging or reacting. So this is your experience. This is our experience that we are going through right now. And we are practicing Khandi. In terms of parami, based on your intention that we are practicing. This is our experience. So the more we go through this kind of experience, the more perfect man we can be, right? So when we get in very extreme situation like that Seattle, who get cut off so many bodily parts, then we will be ready at that time. But that is his experience. That is his great patience. But right now, whatever we're feeling inside our head, we're getting uneasy with new idea, new concept, new lens. Is you are practicing Kanti right here, right now, and you live in the experience through this seminar.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
right.
thank you very much, Guy Amo.
Thank you, Sarah.
Okay, now we will give a chance to the last question. Okay. Who would like to ask any question? Please welcome. Brother Sarah Bandita, would you like to ask something?
Yes, I don't think so. Which parami is more difficult? I don't think so. Yes, the Sia almost said based on our background, our characteristic, and also our uh, uh, yeah, especially our background, right? How can I say is in literature, Sarita, Sayai, right? Bidama. It depends on our background, our character, our Ziyai, yeah. Some people, they are not metabarami. Yeah, they are fully of metabarami, but they are very afraid of giving, even monk. Even monk, because I have many experience. That monk is very, very, polite, always smiling, and also, helpful. If you don't have, if you don't have a place, please come to me. eh. If you want hungry, just eat, just come and eat to me, my dining hall. But he never, he never give money, even raw, right? Some biscuit, even the biscuit in his box, they are mostly out of date. Even the coffee maids, they cannot move, they cannot shake it because out of date. But I can say, uh, for him, Dana Parami is the most difficult for him, right? But Metta Parami, he never abused. As long as I stay with him, I never hear of abusive word, even one word. He's always smiling, smiling. Oh, please come, take it and eat. Yeah. So this is my opinion on Dagaji or Uamo. So I think every profession has a multi-level and depends on our characteristic, our background, our knowledge. I think that.
Yeah, thank
So
you,
we have
Papa.
to. Yes, I have. Now I have an idea to think what is the most difficult part of me for me. I find myself. I need to find my Dana part of me. I'm not easy. Sila are not easy. Uh, Panya are not easy. Wiria not easy. Everything is not easy. Yeah, so I need to reflect myself, refresh myself. What is the most difficult for me? So thank you for this information, Sierra. Venerable Ujotika and also Sierra Mo. I have an idea to think myself.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
You are not great man yet, you know.
Yeah.
Everything is difficult for you.
Yes. As I said, yeah. Yes, Brandon. There is no. We cannot find out what is. Anikama Bari is the most. We cannot say that. We cannot say that.
Yeah. Very difficult.
Depends on situation, characteristic, background, knowledge. Yes.
Yeah, Sarah. Thank you so much. Yeah, very, very good point. Sarah, now it's time to finish.
Yeah. We will.
Okay. Okay, Sarah will deliver vote of thanks and present certificate. Okay.
Okay. Because you are thank you so much for your applicable presentation, insightful presentation. When I read fast, the title, and then not so special. But when you present, this is something that we invoke our thought invoking. Okay, really appreciate that. And some comment we need to discuss more detail. Like Venerable Siha, he mentioned long before, I also thinking that mindfulness just pay attention like this, like I feel like they discount the teaching of the Buddha. They discount the teaching of the Buddha, devalue or very shallow. But gradually I thought that, oh, if they practice correctly, if they practice properly, maybe Dhamma Virakati Dhammasari we had. We don't trying to label everything. We don't try to adjust with our traditional perspective. We should not adjust with our traditional perspective. If we understand the Dhamma, if they practice Dhamma correctly and properly, the Dhamma will bring them to the certain level. Recently, I feel like this. So, however they live or however they express on the breath, a shallow or deep, whatever it is, as long as not wrong way, one day they will reach the certain level, they will reach final destination. We had the teacher, Dhammo Howe, Prakati, Dhammasari. That's my feeling on that University's comment. Okay, anyhow, today we had a lot of then to think further. This is Chagayi Omo. Thank you very much for your, instant topic, because we need some 2 or 3 presenter in case some designated presenter absent. We should take the place. Tagaji Omo take this place. Thank you so much, Tagaji Omo. Hopefully, we will cooperate for future. Thank you so much, Tagaji.
Yeah, thank you, Seattle.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sarah, and also our speaker. Yeah, we got so many knowledge and experience also. Okay, now we will conclude by reciting Buddha Sasana Jiran Data to 3 times. Buddha
Sadhana Jiran
Sadhu.